Today we continue our saga of the E4OD rebuild, and today we're going to basically be putting the front pump, the transmission pump, back into the transmission and getting it all sealed up. We're going to move on to the valve body and pan. I got to run down to an auto parts store and pick up a filter because our kit didn't come with the filter. So let's get this started. Where we're leaving off is we've got all the drivetrain installed inside the transmission. We've had plastic over it, keeping all the dust out and all those good. I'm gonna do a quick little blow just to be safe, and then we're gonna drop the pump in and check our tolerances real quick to make sure it sits down in there before we put our gaskets in. All right, guys, pump's coming in. The seals are out of it. The main seal out here and the gasket on the bottom are not there. Ooh. That should have just dropped right in. That's not good. This is supposed to just fit down in there. All right, guys, something's not right. I'm gonna take a look at it and see what I come up with. All right, guys, so we've got a problem. This last piece we put in, I don't know the stinking name of it. I'm too PO'd to even, but we're sitting up above the threshold here by a good 1/4 of an inch. So that's causing the pump not to sit down into the transmission, which is a big stinking problem to have. And I am running out of patience right now with this stupid project. So I don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna go off camera here and I'm gonna pull this whole transmission back apart and try to reassemble it, I guess. Sometimes you gotta like walk away from a project, come back to it. I didn't do that. I frantically dug into the transmission, changed some parts out, came to this conclusion. So we changed out some of the parts from a different year of transmission. In the transmission bench video goes over in pretty decent detail when you're not replacing parts out of another used transmission. Learning curve here. So I noticed this difference a long time ago when I pulled the core transmission apart we bought. I don't know the name of this assembly. My mind is just boggled right now. But this piece right here on our transmission had a stub on the end of that. I'm like, why is this one different? Well, here's the top piece. I actually just swapped this out. Trial and error. Got rid of this. This used to... dog hairs everywhere. Let me try setting this up right. This used to go straight into the shaft. Look at that fit, guys. So when we switched out our shaft, one of the parts that we swapped out inside the transmission from a different year, if you look down in there, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Okay, right there. So there's like a plug in that one, or something that's a sleeve that's actually way smaller size. And if you try to take ours, clean this off the best I can here. You take ours and you slide it down in there, it doesn't bottom out. It kind of wobbles a little bit. That's where, whoops, sorry, kind of wobbles a little bit. So that's where I was running into problems. So I just went ahead and pulled this ring, swapped it out, I dropped it back in the transmission, and we're good to go. I almost gave up. I almost said, you know what, I fucked up. Shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have done it. This is way out of my pay grade, but no, it actually, now we're checking into tolerances again. Holy shit, I need an aspirin. So I'm gonna get recuperated from this, go over all the parts in my head, make sure everything gets put back in this transmission properly, and I will catch you at the pump install when we're gonna go ahead and put the pump back in. All right, guys, pump is going in. Get you guys a good view. line up the bolt holes and then I'm going to test them. A couple. Well, close enough to do that. Okay, okay. Gosh, I hope I got that right in there where I need it. Looks good. Let's check a couple bolts, otherwise we're going to be setting up the puller and pulling this sucker back out. Would you look at that? Nope. Oh. Awesome. Can we move it side to side? Nope. Alright guys, I gotta get the puller out and pull this pump back out because I didn't get the, when I did that push. Alright guys, these take a special washer. You gotta break the old ones off and you gotta put new washers on these bolts. Couple more gray hairs added on the old head after this flipping project, guys. You can yell at me in the comments. Oops. Oops. Alright guys, we're going to go 20 foot-pounds of the old torque wrench. It's the old 20-pound mark. One, two. Boom. I'm going to reposition you guys, and we are going to reposition the case. We're going to go ahead and start working on valve body next. I've got some cleaning to do on the valve body part, so I'll bring you back when I'm... Alrighty guys, it's been a while since I picked up the camera. Alright guys, I got this all installed back on the transmission. This is called the Park Paul. And I've got all the hardware installed here, torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. I've got my rod and lever put back together. So now this should be parked. Yep. And then that should be reverse, neutral. We are good to go. We still got a lot of work to do. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece in right here. I forgot what it's called, but like I said, transmission bench. Here we go. Well, there you have it, guys. 1 year later, almost. Next month will be a year since we acquired the $200 truck, got the transmission rebuild process started. Did I learn something? Yes. Will I do this again? Yes. Will I do it differently? Yes. There's a lot of things I would do differently next go around. One, I would not wait as long. It wasn't, you know, the truck that this transmission was for was $200. Literally didn't know what we were gonna do with it. Then I thought, hey, we're gonna fix it up and give it to my oldest boy for his high school truck. Then the step side came along, and when the step side came along, $200 trucks just it's chopped liver. So this is a good experience. It's something I've always wanted to do. I encourage you guys, if you've got a clean work area and the tools. This wasn't difficult watching that video series, the transmission bench. There was a couple hard steps, and I did not put the Transgo shift kit in here. This is just a stock rebuild. Not hard, just time consuming. You wonder why a transmission rebuild costs you $3,000-$4,000. Well, not even including putting it in and out of the truck, just rebuilding this automatic. I don't know how many hours. I'd probably say a good 20, and I could have done better. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys following along. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button. Comments do go down below. Treat me nicely. There's a couple steps in there that I know I'm gonna get bashed on, but as far as the E4OD series, we're done. It's done. It's put back together. I've got a few more gray hairs. The next process will be figuring out what we're gonna do for a torque converter, getting this put back in the $200 truck, getting it fluid. If you notice when I put the pan on, I did not put a filter. Don't comment that I didn't put a filter, because I know I didn't put a filter in here. It was $50 I did not want to spend today. So once we get this in the truck, we'll drop the pan real quick. I didn't tighten the pan bolts very tight. And we will get a filter and put it in that transmission. But with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time on Central Oregon Shenanigans. See you here.